If, like me, you've been struggling with the Lady of Shar boss battle, I've got a tip here that you might find useful. So let's take a look at it right now. So you've gotten to Baldur's Gate, you're in Act 3, you want to complete Shadowheart's mission. The final boss battle is what I'm calling the Lady of Shar boss battle, as you might expect. Now, anyone who's played it will know that it's incredibly hard. Let's go across to the game and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So if we come across here, there we are in the cloister. Now, a part of the problem with this is the range of enemies and how spread out they are. So, for example, let's just move through this very quickly. You can see there are quite a few enemies on either side. And of course, she's talking. There are a couple of enemies towards the end there. And because they're so spread out, they're very, very hard to fight. So something that I saw online, which I think is quite useful, is to try and draw in all the enemies to the staircase. Well, there are a variety of ways you can do that. You can use the Sleet Storm spell. You can attack one, the rest will come in. The big problem, however, is the fact that some of these individuals will cast the darkness spell. Now, once that's cast, you're not really able to do anything at all. Your wizard, your sorcerer, they cannot cast spells. So one thing I identified, and one thing I'm going to try, is the notion here of setting up a wall. So if I set up a wall like this right here, what it will mean in theory is that those individuals who want to cast darkness on my party won't be able to do it past that barrier. So once I've set up that barrier, so if I set it up now, there it is. What I can do, say with Gale, in fact, let me just split the party up a bit. What I can do with Gale, for example, I can send him over here. I could send an area spell of some sort, so I can cast it down here once the people start coming in. Now, you might imagine, well, all it takes is one of those baddie sorcerers to capitalize on that space. What I've found so far is that it's incredibly hard for the enemies to do that, but fairly easy for me to. So that's the sort of approach that we're going to be taking. And the way I set it up is that I'll take Shadowheart. I'll cast this particular spell, which I think is quite useful. I'll cast it down here. So anyone coming into that area is immediately going to suffer the effects of the insect plague. And then with Gale, what I'll do, I'll use Sleet Storm. So again, anyone coming into this area will now also have their movements impeded. So I've set that up, and it's really just a matter of drawing them in now. So one thing I will do, oops-a-daisy, and I normally do this to one side, is just start the whole battle with some area damage from Fireball. Now I can see that the path's interrupted there, so I've got to make sure I'm positioning myself really well to send this Fireball out. It's not easy, but it can be done. But that's pretty much what we're doing here. So if let's see, might have to try it from this side, but I've actually done this once before and it's been fairly successful. So I can get the battle started by doing something as simple as that. Oh, Wow, that's interesting. They actually haven't even done anything. And my wonderful insect haze has disappeared. So I'll just get that going again. Get my insect plague going. There we go. And essentially, once those enemies start coming in, and it's been a bit of a battle to try and get them in. Let me see if I can zap one of them with an arrow. Because this can take any path. I can get the battle started now. There we go. So that'll initiate the battle. And now we're at a point where these people are going to start engaging. They're going to come into that space and hopefully I'll be able to take them out. Now, I'm not going to play through this entire level. I just wanted to show you that this is one approach that you can take to trying to solve this problem, because I've certainly seen on other forums where people have had lots and lots of problems with it. So that's just one approach that you can take. Now, like I said, if you've taken a different approach and it's been successful for you, do let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.